So here we are back with Jason again, and this time I'd like to talk to you about men's shoes. Most of the time, men's shoes are a little more gutsy and they're closed and laced, and overall, men aren't looking for quite as much style as the women are. That said, unfortunately, people really don't know how to choose a good shoe. So what goes into this? Well, I'll tell you, I'm going to have Jason talk about that a little bit, but the key is that cushioning is important in a shoe, but squishy cushy with a shoe that flops in half is just not going to keep you comfortable. Even with my patients who tell me, oh, most of the time I'm at home these days, I'm sitting. Well, you're not sitting all day, and you're standing on your feet, and you're walking and carrying on with the daily activities. So, Jason, can you give us a little basics here for our patients and men on what do they need to stay supportive?
You're exactly right. A lot of people talk about being in pain and they want something soft because it feels like it's immediate. I always use the waterbed analogy. If you have to stand on a waterbed all day, it's nice and soft, but you'll get really tired because you don't have the support. So when you're looking at whether it's a house shoe or other shoes, that support and something that really relaxes the foot is the way to go. So for men, obviously they don't shop as much as women, which is fine. We've got some great options for that for the men. We have house shoes. Again, we go with something this is a classic Merrell. I mean, they invented this whole thing here. Everyone's seen this. A great shoe. It's got a back to it. For a lot of the guys that like to wear it in the house, but then also work in the garage type of thing, this is great. If you don't like slipping into it with the back, we've got some other options. Again, these are sturdier. They look, I mean, these are shoes that can be worn outside. And we like those because they're just sturdier than your little flimsy house shoes. And so they give the foot a lot more support. There's other shoes too for men. There are the classic, I call them the Northwest kind of shoes. Waterproof, a little more rugged, great with blue jeans. If you're not going to the office or you have a more casual office, these are really popular because they're waterproof. They're a little more rugged. I mean, you can hike in these if you want to, but most people kind of kick around. And then we move into a little dressier, more like the walking. You've got to dress up a little bit. I'll admit we don't carry a lot of true dress shoes for suits. One, they often don't have removable footbeds. We get a lot of people coming with orthotics, things like that. And also, a lot of people that are wearing suits every day, they buy their shoes when they buy their suits. So we've got some of the, I would say dressy, but maybe not as dressy as some people need, but great dressy shoes. These are by Merrell. Great built-in footbeds, but again, we can put custom orthotics or arch supports in them. That's one of our goals at Sole Perfection is make them orthotic friendly. And we go into some others. I call these the great little kind of khaki blue jean kick around. I love these things because I can dress up, go just about anywhere unless I've got to wear a suit, then I go a little dressier. And these have excellent leathers. This is actually by New Balance. And the support that Dr. Berg was talking about, this has a little feature built in the sole, roll bar technology to stabilize the foot.
Jason, can I interrupt you for just
Yeah.
a second? So as we get into this and we differentiate between the house shoe and this casual walking shoe, people still want the feeling of cushion. So if they have this hard outer sole, can you tell us how do they actually end up getting cushion in a shoe like that? Where is it built in?
A really good question, really good question. So in a shoe like this, there's a couple things. Because a lot of dress shoes are literally like hard leather sole. And one, this is made of a material that is definitely a little softer. Sometimes it's EVA and some other things similar to athletic shoes, but it'll be more durable. The other thing is, get in close here, that blue material in there is it's a cushion system by New Balance. And whether it's New Balance or Merrell, their insoles and their soles will be cushier than I would say like a lot of dress shoes. So
Can you tell us, you mentioned this EVA. Is that a foam?
it is. In a classic athletic shoe, that white material you see is EVA. It stands for ethyl vinyl acetate for those who care. And it's a nice puffy foam. And it's great for shock absorption. The drawback is it can compress over time, but there's different types of it, of course. In athletic shoes, they want the big, fluffy, squishy kind. As you move into these, they do different types of materials and blends with different types of foams so that they're more resilient. And this one we'll try to get up close. This is 2-layer foam. It's kind of like a little memory foam on top with, again, a more durable cushion underneath. And it's those little features like that going into some of these dressier shoes that both allow them to last longer, but also give you that comfort and that cushion. Again, you're not running a marathon in these shoes, but it's more cushioned than a lot of your dress shoes out there. Even for women, a lot of their dress shoes are literally a board with a thin layer of leather, maybe a cushion. But we like to get shoes that have things like this, a little more cushion, because as you know, it goes a long way in just helping the foot support and a little cushion.
Well, thanks for joining us up here at Sole Perfection. Jason has given us a great review of how you can get these feet back in shape and stay both stylish and comfortable in moving out of the footloose, fancy-free summers and getting into closed shoes. This will go a long way to getting your feet back in shape.